Hi everybody, and welcome to Doctor Who Review. I'm your host, Morgan McAvoy, and today I'll be talking about the finale of Season 2 of Doctor Who, The Reality War. Now, if you haven't seen the episode, then you might want to stop watching, because remember, spoilers. After watching the Christmas special, Joy to the World, I had been hoping that we would see Anita again. So the fact that she saved the Doctor from falling off the balcony made me really happy. And it was also sweet when she told the Doctor that on her days off, she goes looking for him. But it looks like she might have had a crush on the Doctor, since she looked sad when she saw him dancing with Rogue. But she's pregnant now, so things seem to be going well for her. It was lucky that the world didn't end on May 24th, since Anita showed the Doctor that it kept resetting to May 23rd, but that was what the Ronnie wanted for her plan to bring back Omega. But luckily, with Anita's help, the Doctor was able to get everyone at UNIT to remember the truth, and everyone came together at UNIT in order to come up with a plan to defeat the Ronnie. I was also really happy to see Rose Noble again, since she didn't exist in Conrad's Wish World. Now, I already have a lot of reasons to not like Conrad, so the fact that he's transphobic is just another reason to add to the list. I had been wondering how Ruby and Belinda were going to react when they found out the truth about Mrs. Flood, since she's both of their neighbors. And they had a very understandable reaction to finding out that Mrs. Flood was also the Ronnie and had been spying on both of them the whole time. I was also really proud of Belinda for sticking up for Poppy and telling everyone that she wasn't going to let them take Poppy out of existence. So when the Doctor and UNIT decided to put Poppy in the Zero Room in order to try to make sure that she survives when the world went back to normal, it wasn't a surprise that Belinda wasn't going to let Poppy be alone, and she told the Doctor that she was going to go in the Zero Room with Poppy. Belinda was a really great mother. It was pretty funny when Ruby asked if she could punch Conrad, and Kate told her that she could. But it was nice when Ruby told Conrad that there were moments in their relationship that were real for her, and she wished for Conrad to be happy. Even after everything Conrad did, Ruby chose the high ground. Meanwhile, bringing back Omega wasn't going the way the Ronnie planned, since Omega was now a monster and he wanted to be the god of time and wanted to feast on Time Lords instead of remaking them. And Omega ate the Ronnie, and the Mrs. Flood Ronnie ended up escaping. And just when it looked like all hope was lost, the Doctor was able to defeat Omega with the Vindicator that he remembered the Ronnie had in the clock. It made sense that the baby, who was the wish god and is now named Joseph, is going to be taken care of by Ruby's family, since Carla has experience in taking care of babies who don't have anyone else. And since the Doctor wished for no more wishes, Joseph is a regular baby now. But it was really heartbreaking when Poppy disappeared and everyone except Ruby forgot about her. But even though the Doctor told Ruby that she was wrong and that Poppy never existed, Ruby was able to convince the Doctor that Poppy did exist by reminding him of how he saved her when Ruby ceased to exist, which made everyone else remember moments when the Doctor saved them, which made the Doctor realize that he had to save Poppy. It was also really sweet when Kate told the Doctor that sometimes she thinks they're all his children. Even though it was never explained, I'm wondering why Ruby remembered Poppy when no one else did. Maybe it's because of what she went through in 73 Yards? I loved seeing Jodie Whittaker's Doctor again. And even though she told Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor that what he was planning on doing to save Poppy was dangerous, it wasn't a surprise that she wasn't going to stop him. It was also really sweet when Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor told Jodie Whittaker's Doctor that he loved her, and Jodie Whittaker's Doctor said that she never says stuff like that, and also said that she should say that to Yaz, but Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor told her that she never does, but that Yaz knows. It was interesting that what the Doctor ended up doing to save Poppy made it so Poppy was always Belinda's daughter and was the reason that Belinda had to get home. I also loved that Belinda called the Doctor Poppy's uncle, but it was bittersweet when the Doctor told Poppy that he couldn't have children, but if he could, he would want them to be just like Poppy. Ruby. Even though it was sad to see the doctor and Belinda say goodbye to each other, the possibility of Belinda coming back is left open since she asks the doctor to come back when Poppy's older, and the doctor tells her that he hopes that he'll see her again, but not like this. And even though Belinda questions that, the doctor doesn't explain regeneration to her. But it also makes me hope that it's possible that Poppy might become a future companion. One thing that I am sad about is that we didn't get to see the doctor say goodbye to Ruby before he regenerated. I know that there had been rumors that Shurigatwa was going to regenerate in this episode, but since it hadn't been officially confirmed, I didn't want to believe it until I watched the episode, and he did regenerate, which I was actually surprised about. Because even though Christopher Eccleston did one season as the Doctor, everyone after him did 3 seasons. So I assumed that Shurigatwa would also do 3 seasons. But he only did 2 seasons. Now, I also saw online that originally this episode had a different ending, but apparently they didn't know if there was going to be another season, and if there was, it would be out 2 years from now, and supposedly Shurigatwa didn't want to wait around that long because he was getting other opportunities, so they ended up doing reshoots and changed the ending and had the Doctor regenerate, which is sad, but if it's true, I don't blame Shurigatwa because I wouldn't want to wait around wondering if the show was going to continue if I had other opportunities. There were also rumors about who Shurigatwa was going to regenerate into, and those were also true. Billie Piper. Now, like I said, I don't know if or when Doctor Who will come back, but I really hope it does because I'm interested in seeing Billie Piper play the Doctor. That is, if she is the Doctor, because there's already speculation online that she's not, since in the credits it just said introducing Billie Piper, and in previous regeneration scenes it would say introducing blank as the Doctor. So the fact that they showed in the credits Shurigatwa as the Doctor and Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor, but didn't credit Billie Piper as the Doctor, makes me think that something's going on. So I'm hoping that we get to find out what. One big thing that I was disappointed about is that we didn't get to see the Doctor reunite with his granddaughter Susan. since when he had visions of her in the Interstellar Song Contest, she told him to find her, and that made me think that we were going to see them reunite before the season was over, but we didn't. Now, according to online, in this supposed original ending, there was going to be a dance party at Unit, and then the camera was going to pan over and reveal that Susan was watching the party, and then that apparently was going to go into the next season. Now, I don't know if that's true, but that would have been a great ending. I'm also wondering about who Anita was talking about when she said that the boss says hello to the doctor. And I'm wondering if it's the same boss that the Meep was talking about in the Star Beast. I was assuming that the Meep's boss was evil, since the Meep was. And it seems like Anita's boss is good, since they let Anita help the doctor. But I guess it's still possible they could be the same person. I would love it if the boss turned out to be Susan. And I guess in a way, if it is her, she could be the Meep's boss too, because when the Meep mentioned their boss, he said that he would tell their boss about the doctor's 2 hearts, and who would be interested in a Time Lord than another Time Lord or Time Lady? I really hope we get the answer to this question in the future. Thanks for watching, guys! If you saw the episode, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. And if you want to see any of my previous Doctor Who reviews, check out the playlist. I also plan to do future Doctor Who reviews if or when another season happens. So if you want to see those videos or any of my other future videos, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!